talk to Oprah Winfrey, I ain't gonna give you my whole gimmick on my lane changing. But when I had Oprah around me and all of them, she thought I was a dumb dude, this here and that there. Gail told her one day, because Gail my best friend, she said, talk to Red. So I asked her 2 questions. I said, what's the first sign God give you? I said, you gonna graduate this day here when you met me in 87. All the years of your life you've been living, you didn't really know what life was. She said, never mind that. I asked her, what's the first sign of life? You know, she couldn't tell me. And them, it's real simple, it's day and night. It's in the Quran and the Bible. The alteration between day and night. The night can't catch up with the day, the day can't catch up with the night. That's why you got a left and a right hand, not 2 right hands. Everything is opposite. What you think it is, it ain't. What you think it ain't, it is. The mind is a powerful thing to waste. When you don't know it, you just missing in action.
Oh, yeah.
When she got the grandma, she wanted to throw me a temper. I said, I ain't finished with you yet. I just gave you the first sign of life. What's the first law? See, when they talk about responsibility, accountability, like me and Norm talk about, I said, what about if you inhale and exhale? If you hold your breath, you know where you'll be. See, when you're giving in, you got to let it back out. What you think it is, it ain't. What you think it ain't, it is. God made a simple life for complicated people. How many times all of us in this room has looked for something that's written right there, you say it ain't there, you look all through the house and come back, it's right there.
Right.
Simple life, complicated people. We complicate our life.
That's right.
2 things God want to know. You ain't never seen a brick stuck on a funeral car. So keep God up front and treat people right. Ain't no manual to living. I'm decent with this here, man. I'm 67 years old. I ain't just get past here dirt D. When I got shot them 7 times in 74, it only take 1 bullet to kill you. The bullet on my main nerve, 1 went through my wrist, 4 hit my thigh, 1 hit my artery. 1 bullet in the right place, I wouldn't be sitting there talking to you. You have to be grateful. That life sentence I got, I done 9.5 years, but they was the best years of my life because I got in touch with myself. God showed me. He large and in charge. Let go and let God. Whatever you try to hold on to will get away anyway. You can, he can. Plenty of things God can do we can't do in this room. His will, not yours. And it will be done. Not might be done, it will be done.
Absolutely, bro.
When I told them children I've done 9.5 years, I said that's called act right time. You see how I act now? I act right. Because they got a place for you if you don't.
Absolutely, they do.
Simple is a simple does. That's why they say keep your simple stupid. You're only talking to yourself.
Kiss. I love it,
now,
bro.
I'm going to catch you on another line when me and you just rolling, and I'm going to show you the footage of me crushing these people.
Give it to me. Give it to me, bro.
Isaiah, hey, what I do to Isaiah? When he won the championship, I held him to 7 points at Columbus Park. Shit is lunch down. I played a boxing 1. He went to drink some water. I was on the fountain behind him. He ran the other way. He said, who was that? He said, Rose, man. He gonna guard you all the way home.
Right, that's what you're supposed to do. You're doing your job.
Defense win the game.
As soon as you get out your car. Right, as soon as you get out your car, I'm geeing you up. As soon as you pull up in the stadium.
I got one son 7'1", I got one 6'8", one 6'9". They want to be hoodlums. Yes, son. I was just telling somebody about you. Yes, sir. This is 6'8". Yeah, what happened? Oh, we finna go on air. I'll call you back. Love you. Peace.
Great history up in here, man. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got to be children of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it, bro.
And I'm home. I stay focused. I'm obedient. See, that's real love. That's from the heart. Turn it up a little bit, son.
And good evening and welcome to yet another broadcast of A Pleasant Encounter hosted by Geraldine Smith. I am Norman Upshaw sitting in for Geraldine Smith, but I am not alone. It is a reunion up in here tonight, y'all. I tell you, but first off, before I get to the reunion part, as y'all know, as I always do, I have to give shouts out to Miss Geraldine Smith, who is, you know, the one that started all of this. I know she always says Mr. Crawford, yes, he is the president and things of that nature, but she is the one that started all of this, and she has done and continues to do great things. I can't say has, I says continue to. Doing things not only in the Inglewood community, but also in Chicagoland. And let me take this one step farther. It also goes throughout the course of the nation, throughout the course of the world, because we've had folks across the country and across the world in this radio station that she's connected with.
Absolutely.
Well connected, and she's always doing things, and she has a heart for young people like none other. And in this day and time, we have to have it for our young people. And, you know, we just want to continue to give those flowers because here's the thing. I said this last week, and I continue to say this also. We have to do it while they're alive because they can't hear it once they're in the casket. They can't hear nothing you're talking about. They can't smell no roses when they're in that casket. No matter how we want to cry, kick, scream, and want to jump in there with them, it ain't gonna happen because of the fact, hey, that's what it is. So we have to make sure that we give them those flowers while they are living. Now, on to this reunion.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. A great reunion going on. Of course, I got my man Red Ross that's always doing what he does, in the Chicagoland area and continue to doing great things. But the reunion part come in because I have two wonderful brothers with me. First, to the left of me, I have Daryl Cook in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Daryl Cook we started this thing, maybe about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. We about 5, 6 years ago.
Actually, because I had Daryl Cook Live for 5 years,
Yes.
so we did this like 6 or 7 years ago.
7 years ago. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we were rolling, and then Red came along, and it just became a wonderful team. And then, and to the right of me, I have, of course, the talent of all talents, Mr. Lonnie Lewis in the building. Glad to have all y'all brothers. Yeah, and glad to have you there, Lonnie. And me and Red, we've got this thing, the great song by the late great Mr. Willie Hutch, Brothers Gonna Work It Out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've officially called this show. I'm gonna find that song somewhere, and that's gonna kind of be our little theme song. Brothers Gonna Work It Out tonight. So that's what we gonna do. We gonna work this thing out.
That's right. That's right.
We always do, and we got so much. We really had a show before the show, y'all. To be quite honest, some of y'all could have been a fly on the wall to hear some of the things that we were talking about pre-show. I mean, there were history lessons being learned and things of that nature about folks that I grew up seeing and things like that. And I tell you, it was like, well, I really don't need to turn on the microphone. I can just sit here and eat some popcorn and listen to this history. But we got some stuff we want to talk about. So, brothers, let's work it out. What we want to work out tonight?
Well, in the mean, I don't want to miss the queen. I ain't just rhyming, I'm just chiming. But it's still like this here. Mr. Cook is in the building. I can always take the back seat because I ride the front seat so much. They call people car booties jumping in anybody's car. You got mic booties here. Sometimes they get in front of the mic and ain't got much to say. So me saying what I need to say is coming through Mr. Cook because he's my brother. It's a family affair. Family is Family. Father and mother, I love you. So I'm a word guru too. But at the same time, my man got the stage. I'm riding with him because I'll be back next week with all I got to say. I mean, I'll hit in and help him out, but it's a family affair. And Norm just introduced it as well as he could because chance to change is my construction company. Give yourself a chance and God to change you. I work with the children all over with Miss Geraldine Smith at Woodline and different areas. And now I got a group under me that's called Mary's Kids. I get free tickets to the Blue Man Show, White Sox games, football games, Veracity games at the United Center. So any of you had children, stay with this station, and Mr. Cook will have my information, which he hasn't anyway. But he didn't know that I had my non-for-profit moved up a little further. Right. So I'm going to move on away from the mic and let him take care of his business.
Oh, man. Brothers. First and foremost, man, let me show love to you for that, brother. That's like the ultimate sign of love and respect because a lot of people, they think change. When we're talking about change and bringing up our youth, we think change sometimes is linear, but it's not. It's circular. So that means we got to come back around and grab somebody. And this brother just exemplified that right now, brother. I'm honored. I'm blessed. As our brother Noah was saying, like, I got so much history just from listening to you 5 minutes before the show came on that could last the whole show. So just thank you for being the man that you are today. And people, and I'm going to say this, I've not put too much of your information, but we all going through something a lot of times. And I can tell, and brother, about what you said right there, people would never know what you had going on in your life. So I just want to let you know that my heart is with you. Okay, brother, man? Yes, all right. Brother Norm, I have to show you love right now, brother, because That 6 or 7 years ago, brother, that was actually the start on me being ready. I mean, I absolutely knew anything. I didn't know anything. I'm still learning. I'm still working, chipping away at the bricks. But I got to say this, brother Norm, when I first came into radio, he took me under his wing, and he did, brother. He did. I mean, he did his job. He did what he had to do on his job. Yeah. But he put me under his wing. It was like, hey, I'm going to have a little session where I'm just going to be showing the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Of Radio 101. And the reason that I do this, Daryl, is not because I work here and they're making me do it, but because my family has been in this all my life. I believe it was your grandma.
Yep.
Come on, I don't forget a thing. This man shared that experience with us. He said, I'm showing you this because I don't want nobody to harm what it is I love. And when he said that to me, I never forgot it. I felt it. I felt it because anything in life that was given to me for free, I noticed throughout my life, I didn't respect it like something I went out there and earned.
Yeah.
I went out there and earned that, but it was only because the brother was willing to do something for me. So I'm going to take some of the language from my brother Eric Thomas, who's a motivational speaker as well. I had a chance to open up for the ET 1% Club here when he came to Chicago this year. And there was one thing that he said that I said I will never forget. He said, every man in their life needs a butler. Somebody to open the door for you. And that's exactly what y'all brothers have done for me. So I thank you so much, man. I'm honored to be here. This is where I started radio. Yes, so it's like full circle for me right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm blessed.
One hand watch the other, and God watch them all.
Absolutely. You know, and can I say this as well, Norman? The radio has given me so many opportunities. You know, people would ask me all the time, you know, oh, we hear you, you know, on our sister station 106, or we hear you on Gospel Rejoice 102.3, you know, but they don't see the intangibles that come with this, the relationships that's made with people. They're just excited because, oh, you're at the radio. You might see one of the barges come through, or you might be able to meet somebody. But it's the people that you work with here that show you the way and that are there for you. And as a result of that, I've been able to take my career all around the nation. I'm a national speaker now.
You asked me when you had Farrakhan come to see, because people don't know Farrakhan like I do. I raised his son, Mustafa. That's the Hitler Supreme. I got it. You know, I got information to shake the planet. You know, like you said, it's a show, but we don't have time for that because of the time limitations. But it was a beautiful thing because Arsenio Hall done what you did, and they told him don't do it. And he said, "This is my TV show." And then people would say, "Okay, bring him." You seen Arsenio?
Cancel them off air after that.
But you had the tenacity. I don't want to use words like I've been to school, but you had the tenacity, sir. Bring them, done your thing, kept moving, and it didn't degrade or upgrade. It still kept you in the middle. Because people walk behind you, not going to follow you. People walk in front of you, not going to follow them. They can walk beside you and be your friend. But I'm going to let you, this is your show.
Oh, man, brother, you brought up, if I can, Norm, to speak on that, right? So you brought up, in my opinion, when me and my wife, Michelle, and she's here with me in the studio,
I see
thank
it on
you
the
for
video.
Yes, sir.
Don't get it twisted. I follow you a little
I
bit.
appreciate you,
Facebook, I had to get a book to put my face in it. So I value Facebook when it's real people.
Yes, sir.
Not just the front of.
Yes, sir.
Go
Absolutely.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, you're okay, right? And so that interview, when I talk about interviewing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I have to reiterate the fact that that was the most powerful interview that I've done today, and I truly believe in my heart I will never do a interview as big as the one that I did, because it all hit me when the brothers came in. You know, Brother Norman and them, they called me like a day before. Like the brothers, I came to the station on a Friday, I think, and my show is on Sunday. They called, my rep called like, yo, the Nation of Islam is at the station, bro, right now. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get down there and talk to them. And they were just going doing their security, and Brother Fontaine, I'll never forget, he said, "Are you ready, brother?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm ready, Brother Fontaine, right?" He's like, "No, are you ready, brother?" He said, "This changes lives." He's like, "The minister doesn't do a lot of FM interviews on air." He said the last interview he did was a brother on the AM station and the Breakfast Club. He said this is his first radio interview, and it's at Sunday night. My show was 9 o'clock at night. The minister is 86 years old. 86 years old? Man.
See, you were so intertwined into what you was doing. They stopped everybody from moving certain ways.
Yes, they
did. I walked
did.
straight through the place. Not to be talking, but just when they went to say something to me, Mustafa said, "Get back."
But see,
it's the character.
absolutely.
And that's why I mentioned that to you when I brought it up, because it's a beautiful thing, and I seen your heart.
Yes, and
See, the eyes are the key to your soul. Most people you talk to look down, sideways, or around. People that look you in the eye can read you because it's your heart.
absolutely.
And
If your heart ain't nothing, you
Absolutely.
ain't
the significance of that interview was it was during, it was during Ramadan,
Yes, come on,
which
brother.
I was here too. I came in late
Mm.
early to meet him, so, go back to Chicago with him. But,
Man, everybody saw you. You was
you
was in the now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they told you everything you needed to know, but it didn't dawn on you that it was showing in the light of the Creator.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh, you were way over the top. I just smiled at you. Behind my smile, it just disarmed you. It's something else behind it.
I'm
But
humble.
go ahead, man.
I'm humble though.
Yeah, I'm
because-
having a nice time because me and Norm do this all the time.
Oh yeah.
But when you bring up that Minister Farrakhan, I'm telling you, bro, out of all the videos interviews that I've done over the 5 or 6 years, and I had a chance to interview so many people.
Right.
I interviewed Eric Thomas, Dr. Imma Johnson, several of the professors in the social work department that governs state, Donnell Jones. We had several people come through, but the
And
minister.
you got
though-
to record it.
But the minister, though, when he came through, he talked and spoke to the hearts, and Norm knows this as well. I had an hour-long show. That was the first time ever when the minister came on. We got to the hour, and the radio station extended the show for a half an hour. We did an hour-and-a-half show that day.
You get that,
And the thing that I remember about that is the minister talked about social engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Social engineering, the things in our community, brother, that set up the constructs, things that we're paying into that, hey, if we're gonna, like for instance, like the hair, he's like, I don't condone this, sisters, I think you're beautiful in your natural state.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're gonna pay into it and pay 70 or 80%
Yes, sir.
into it, then we should own it ourselves.
That's right.
There should be nothing that we invest in 78% that we don't produce or put in place for ourselves.
Right.
And so in that aspect, I think it did uplift me just to be in the presence in that room, to be with. And let me tell you the beautiful thing about it. He had to come back the next week for an interview on Power 92, right?
Yeah.
He did not have to walk back into Soul 106 studio. He didn't have to walk back into our sister station. Yeah. But he did. He came back in there, and we were actually interviewing the brother from Cooley High that day, right? And that was their first time meeting.
Yeah.
So we introduced the minister and the brother that the two brothers that was chasing Coach Cheeks.
Yeah.
What's their names? I can't remember. Stone.
Yeah.
Stone. So the Stone and the minister, they had never met before, and they met on my radio show.
Yeah.
So that's my claim to fame, and I love it, and I'm humbled by that. And one more thing I just want to add to that: the brothers and the sisters of the Nation of Islam, I love you dearly.
Yeah.
I mean, as that interview was going on, and when it ended, I knew wholeheartedly how many loyal people was rocking with the minister. I've never had that many requests for friend requests, like 200, 300 with the last name Muhammad. It just wouldn't stop. I said, oh, they strong. Boy, I love these brothers and sisters. So
we don't have no unity, and when you see unity, it's real powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And when you was talking, see, I don't like cutting in because me being 67, I've been around the block a few times. Sometimes God will let you go around the block just to realize all you had to do is go across the street. I only just had 6 lanes and understanding. What you missed was being a baby when your mother was coming through was the 3 B's. We used to own the barbecue houses, beauty salons, and bars.
Mm-hmm.
What they had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you a little grammar.
Come on with it.
When he was talking about the hair thing, we lost our sight, we lost our mind. In the Bible, the word went first, but the thought was the cause of it all. When you start thinking different, you've already separated yourself from God and then the people. But I'm gonna let you go ahead on, man. 'Cause I keep
You on
butting in.
point, brother.
Yeah,
You on
This
point.
thing
I would
was
like-
while he was talking about the hair salons, we forgot about the nail salons. Learn and teach ourselves. It's go to school to learn that, then you can do it. So you're not paying for disrespect. We've seen how all across America, these Vietnamese and South Koreans and Chinese are mistreating our sisters, going in there to get their nails and fingernails done, whatever.
I got one barbecue statement. And I won't say much more because how would you, the girl got jumped on out there
At
at the nail shop?
Okay.
How do you get to that disloyal as a man to pull out a phone and take a picture instead of knocking dude out? But I'm just, that's a better word. Thank you, sir. That's diplomatic diploma. Because I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying the wrong thing, you don't like about it. But listen.
That's the action.
That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful how you say it, and I admire that.
Right.
Because sometimes the elders, I get a little, I'm too revolutionary sometimes, and you said it right, but you pulling out cameras now. If somebody assaults your wife, I bet you ain't finna pull a camera out. But I'm using her as a scenario because we done got two cameras strong.
We would talk about that all the time.
We want to, we want to take a camera out. If you and Norman fighting, y'all the best friends, you just had a misunderstanding. The other man that know better supposed to step in. But we want chaos loves company. Yeah. That's why I asked people who was Maxwell Smart fighting on Smart the chaos agents. Yeah. And we got so much chaos in the country that we don't even understand what peace of mind is. Right. And this thing here, you gonna film something while something is happening on the street instead of breaking it up or helping some young child? You wanna film it, somebody I got it on? Man, don't you put it, listen, leave that thing down when I'm around.
That's a gift and a curse for us, right?
Yes, sir.
You would always talk about that, though. Like,
Norm do cover a lot of that stuff, and you know because you've been with it.
Yeah, absolutely, Norm.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt about it. And, it just goes back to what I've always said, about the, the accountability, responsibility, and the transparency part. That's where it all comes in. And when you all were talking about the ownership, I often say that things have gone in reverse when it comes to that. And it still sort of baffles me to this very day about back in the day when none of this were around, we had more entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about us as African Americans. We were more entrepreneurial minded. Mm-hmm. And the resources were few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now here we are with many resources.
They can't do nothing.
And less businesses. That, I never will understand. Yeah, I do understand. Let me take that back. I do understand why, because it's called comfortability. Mm-hmm. It's called comfortability because now I have so much, I don't know what it's like to I don't have to earn anything because I got it right here in front of my face. Mm-hmm. But I often tell people this, in 2019, there should not be as much high unemployment as there is. And you know why? Because, again, let's go back to these very phones. Let's go back to our computers. Mm-hmm. We should be able to have jobs. If we can post on Facebook about how many times we've eaten grits and all of this sort of deal, then we can put out there our business.
Our resume.
We can become entrepreneurs right here.
That's right.
There's no way in the world that unemployment should be up as high as it is, not with the resources we have. You would think we were back in the Nixon era, the way people are talking. Mm-hmm. You would think we were back then Eisenhower's time. That's right. The way that people are speaking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you got to understand, you all, in 1969, they didn't have phones.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
In 1974, they didn't have phones.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you can almost understand the unemployment rate back in 50 years ago, 45 years ago. Understand it. Mm-hmm. Not in 2019.
That's absolutely.
And we've had phones. These phones, almost 20 years now. Cell phones have been very popular since the late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. And something. For get back to
I don't know.
I didn't mean to take Gerald off his square with the Farrakhan statement, but it's so much joy. But let me say this: in 1979, I want all y'all to look it up. In 1979, there was only one dialysis clinic, 2 dialysis clinics on the west side and the south side. There's 2 divisions. Now it's almost 200.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Now, going back to your world, because I just wanted the people to understand when he talking about the phone, wasn't no phone back then. Right. That's why I say when your mother came up, wasn't no Facebook. Me and her had to get a book and put our face in it. Right. See, they reversed everything.
They did.
And the accountability that Norm was talking about is what we went. Go ahead, Dr. Durham.
Social media, go ahead.
No, I wanted you to jump in. I definitely wanted to hear your opinion because I saw you as
social media back in the day for us was riding a bike, talking to your friends, making
Exactly.
friends. That was social media. Today, you don't even know who your neighbors are. You don't talk to your neighbors, you don't talk to people.
So where did the disconnect though? Where did the disconnect come from, and why are we so pacified with other things? Like,
The disconnect came with modern technology and a lack of people who have lack of communication already. So now your communication becomes yourself.
so they was comfortable with that. Like, this fits me. I didn't like talking to people anyway, so hey, I can just go right to my shell, right?
Think about it. I was turning red when I first got back over here in 2006, and we met up in 2009. I said, man, look, you talking about the terrorists. I said, if somebody wanted to take you out, all you have to go downtown Chicago, go downtown New York. Everybody's walking with their cell phone. You have a field day.
People not paying attention to
Not
place
paying
around.
attention.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and getting back to what he said, we briefly touch on the hair thing real quick.
Yeah.
The hair comes from India. They cut the hair off. You know, they got people selling their hair for money. The people who are in control, Indians and Asians. You got the Asians and Asians, South Koreans, and the Indian people control the hair market.
Okay.
So you got to get over to India and strike up a deal yourself instead of buying it through them, because it's just like the Dunkin' Donuts, they came in and taken over. That's all I'm elaborating on right now.
No, brother,
Time
you're on
is
point.
short.
You're on point.
Time is short, so.
Absolutely it is, but time is of the essence. It's short. It's short for us in general as well.
Right.
If we don't come together with this cohesiveness
Right.
on how to save a nation, you know, because that's what my brother Norm is talking about. Like, how do we build up the community? How do we get that back? I always talk about when I was young and me and my buddies, we was looking for something to do. It's exactly what you said. We would play chase on the bikes. We would go to the store, sit on the windowsill at Aldi's or another store. I'm not going to just throw them names out and give them more credit, but sit on the window ledge and say, excuse me, ma'am, can I help you carry your groceries? And because we had a connect in our community, that lady would allow me to carry her groceries to her car and go in her little coin purse in front of me and give me 50 cents or in front of me.
Yeah, not turn sideways.
Yeah.
Now look at 2019. It's what the brother Norm's saying. How did we lose that respect? What we need back in our community is the respect between son and mother. That's one of
Not
the most,
friends,
not
respect.
friends,
Right.
respect.
You know, I often say there's a difference between mother and father and homie and girlfriend.
Come on.
You know, mother and father, you know, they raise, they rear. It's not friendship. You know, they rear children to become responsible, to become accountable, and become transparent. Homies and girlfriends try to find a way to be buddies. What place can we hang out with next? There's no way in the world that homies, I'm talking to the supposedly dads, I call them homies when they want to hang out. You and your 10-year-old son should not be trying to see what girls y'all get.
Come on.
You need to be raising your son how to be a king, how to
Right.
respect the woman.
I could never party with my mom.
Right.
Never.
You know, okay, girlfriends, okay, you shouldn't be getting connected with your 13-year-old daughters, trying to see what club we going to next.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how you trap that man. Well, what are you really showing that female?
Teach no.
And then you're wondering how come she's not respected. You're wondering how come she's being tossed around from here to there and whatnot, as the whisper said, lost and turned out, and things of that nature, and you wonder why? Because
Tell them to go get a baller.
instead of being her mother, you're being her girlfriend. Be a mother. Be a father. Don't be a homie. Don't be a girlfriend. Don't be either one of those. I mean, you got time enough when they become adults. Then that role changes to be homie and girlfriend once they become adults and on their own. But not when they 12, 13, 14 and all of that.
That's right.
Have you ever noticed in all the armed forces they say attention? You stand at attention.
Absolutely.
Police station everywhere. The reason we can't protect our women and children is because our community is not at attention.
Say that again, brother, man. Say that again. We are not at attention. That needs to be heard everywhere. You need to be on the megaphone with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
serious.
ahead, Daryl.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah, so we have to get at attention right now.
Yes, sir.
Kings, You got to reclaim your rightful spot.
Yes, sir.
And I say this everywhere I go. The black woman, we know this. It's not a secret.
Right.
It's the most unprotected person on the planet. And brothers, that's our fault.
If a nation can't raise no higher than this woman, why we don't protect them?
And now we see why we haven't risen.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So I honor my queen.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to send the energy out to the airwaves. Brothers, all the women in your circles, your lady, your mother, your daughter, the young lady that you don't know that live across the street, lift her up. Lift her up, because when you lift the woman up, you lift us up. You lift you up, King.
If a nation.
Right? You see that picture that we got inside our houses where the black man sitting there and he holding the world up? What's sitting on top of the world? The woman.
That's right.
That's why you're willing to do it.
All right. Well, hopefully we worked it out for y'all. You know, this has been another edition of A Pleasant Encounter hosted by Geraldine Smith. This was the Brothers Work It Out show for everybody around the room. We say good night. God bless y'all. We out.
Peace. That was great, fellas. I had a great time with y'all. Hey, no.
The other factor that's missing is the economic factor.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You see what
Oh,
I'm saying?
man,
Like,
bro.
you know, now, look at what's out there, man. You got the altcoins, you got Bitcoin. See, the government is so afraid of Bitcoin because it's unregulated. That means they can't put their hands in it. You know, they angry. They trying to tax people who got Bitcoin and this and that.
You can't dictate who can be a millionaire out there. You can't dictate that.
Right.
You know, we don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's your vehicle. You don't get it and hold on to it. You use it. You use it to use it to live a lifestyle you want to do, to put stuff back in the community. And then, you know, you look at Africa. Africa's bubbling right now. That man coming up out of Africa. He coming out here so fast he don't know what to do. You know, because you got the 34 chemicals and chemistry in Africa. Everything from the cell phone to this table, the chemicals and composants.
It's come from Africa.
Africa.
Ain't no question.
And then 400 years is up. So
Yeah,
God
no
may come at
question
any
about
time.
that.
Pay attention.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Pay with your life or you pay with your
That's
time. But
how-
you must pay
Let's go.
attention.
That's
Let's go,
how we
King.
raise it up
Let's go,
because,
King.
as he used to say, if you can't feed them, you can't hold their attention and you can't talk.
You can't. And if you
You
ain't
don't
gonna
have no
feed, you
economic.
can't.
Them little hula say, if you can't feed me, you can't leave me.
Right. You can't.
Come on, man, get this hot dog.
It's always a pleasure to be around so much history like in Chicago. Like you
man.
already know.
Hey, it was
how
the
I
right
feel about
time.
you,
But
brother.
I told you, huh?
You already know how I feel about you.
Yeah. That's why I really didn't want to say that, because I didn't see your wife was with you. See, I watch y'all videos when y'all be having fun with
You
me
do
and
too.
saying that. Oh, man, I just be quiet.
Oh, man.
Saying that. That's how come.
You know, man, just,
came and Mustafa,
you know, like I said, just hopefully
Mustafa
people
told
are
him,
getting
stand
it,
down.
you know,
They
because,
like,
you know, my
finna
thing
cross. He
is,
said, man,
That's
stand
one of the
down.
brothers
Yeah,
right
real.
there.
I can't help y'all.
We
Get
are
to
God.
it, dude. That thing go. No, he talk back. He like,
And
man.
what are we leaving?
He used to
What
be
legacy are
F.Y.
we
Jones,
leaving
and I
behind?
had a fallout with
See,
that
see,
guy
see,
that
see,
killed
see,
in
see,
California. He was telling me something fair, kind of told me
I'ma
something
add
else.
this.
See, I didn't go in the
See, it's
nation
a
because I
50-50
was handling too many drugs.
You know,
And
if
if they got
Yeah.
caught,